is like playing on the edge, on the border of pain and pleasure. All in all, it's a vain endeavor.
Hi guys, to everyone, it's Ada from Pause and Rock, and today I have really an honor to have with me DIE KAMMER. Say correctly?
Yes, jawohl.
First of all, how are you? I mean, the toughest question of all.
Generally, stressed out, tired.
Oh, thanks for an honest answer.
But still positive and kind of excited since the release is tomorrow.
Yeah, because it's I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, I was listening. That's how I found out DIE KAMMER, because I was listening to, you know, just going on throughout YouTube, and I was like, what is this music? What is this sound? What is this song? It's such, I don't know. For a moment, I thought it was kind of a dark neo-folk, that's called today. The new wave is called dark neo-folk. They changed it a little.
Mm-hmm.
But there's that warmth and that nostalgic vibe as well.
Yes, that's. I think that's a very good description of it, because we're not sure. We're not composing or doing music with something in mind which exists already. Okay. So we're not doing any music like, oh, let's do music like this band or this band does, because we're trying to invent something new. So, and we both like to play acoustic guitars. We're playing a lot of songs just both with guitars, nothing else. And so it's a development of how the sound was created in the last years. We're not sure what it is, so about the question, but I think you can hear the roots, as you said. You can hear where we come from, what were our favorite bands are.
That's the point of nostalgic, is basically the roots where we come from.
Yeah,
that is the roots of 80s, 90s, 80s dark wave. And still a bit of the 90s within a little bit of like bands like Nine Inch Nails or Ministry.
Yeah, the beginning.
But take all these influences and play it with acoustic instruments, and play them with some electronic support.
Maybe does not have this kind of energy like the fat metal bands having. So it's not that super loud and super heavy. We were playing on festivals where sometimes we were just between two acts there, like whoa, and growling and grunting, and we were in between. We look so small, but it's our place, I guess, and it's a different kind, but the vibe is still the same of the sound.
Of course, because it's the energy that comes within the sound. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's the screaming of the growl of the power of the vat of the whatsoever instrument, because even the I don't know, the tech band, the same, for example, black metal, when they switch to country or just to folk music and using their voice, which is this warmth and deep voice, completely something like, for example, Behemoth Singer. That's this. It's count, or even one of the most extreme death metal artists, David Vincent from Morbid Angel. He has he did some country music, and that wasn't nothing with electronic. There was the guitar, the acoustic guitar, and his deep voice. That was the main. And if you put them on stage, they make the same noise of death metal, black metal, whatsoever genre, even heavy. Because I found that sometimes in music, especially with the deep sound, it goes deeper within of you. So that's what I saw from your listening to your, especially the last single. the voice, just the guitar. I didn't see that in maybe in I don't know, maybe in ever decade. I don't want to say decade. I was 80s. I mean, because of course, like every teenager who start to listen to indie. So let's say those bands that were going on, you know, like in Britain, like in the United Kingdom, like I don't know, Yeah Yeah Yes or The Kills, whatsoever. They add those new waves sound.
Yeah.
So let's start, and then you go back to starting to listen Joy Division on this type of bands, The Cure and whatsoever. So we got all the roots there, at least for me. So speaking a little bit, because of course, like DIE KAMMER, it doesn't happen that you wake up one day and said, okay, we put our first season 1 out. So, I mean, how you got to know each other, both of you, and how you started to decided to releasing all these seasons, because now it's seasons. You put another season, which is what is spring, winter.
We start again. We had 4 seasons. We start again. The circle starts again. Maybe it's good to know that we know each other, or we know each other for a pretty long time. We've been working together with different bands.
Okay.
Mate used to be a guitarist and producer of a German goth rock band called Asp for like 10 or 15 years.
No,
11 years. From the beginning, he was a founder member of the band. I used to play with a band called Chamber back in the time. He had been producing our first album, I think. So we know each other for about 25, 30 years, something. And well, Destiny has chosen to
put you on the same path,
throw us in the universe and bring us back together. And we've decided to do DIE KAMMER together in we've been starting in 2011, and basically it started sitting together on the terrace upstairs and playing guitar, 2 acoustic guitars, and jamming around and doing 1 or 2 songs, and that was the beginning of season 1.
So and just to ask, it was winter, spring of which season it was, because we have 2.
I think season 1 was kind of spring.
It was like more like the rebirth, because you were like starting to.
I'd say it was a rebirth season in spring, and
I guess the seasons are more meant like Netflix series or something. So you have the first season and the next season. It's not like the
it's more like
but of course I want to ask how, because of course each, let's say, season, let's say, has a name. I mean, like the one was the seeming and the real. I think it's good to mention to the people, because otherwise they think, okay, they have season 1, season 2, season. No, there is a title as well. Compiling to that album, the first full length. Of course, I will ask about the first one, because it's the first one that you went out. So how as well, what is about, and of course about joking apart for season 1, season 2, just the meaning and because the lyrics are beautiful, even especially in the last one that I read, some lyrics here and there. The lyrics are really deep. There is a lot of deepness in DIE KAMMER.
Thank you very much. Yes, I guess you're right when you're saying to give them numbers like season 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, is because we like the titles. They seem to be a bit, how do you say, very complicated. Too long for pop business to say maybe forgotten, maybe glorious, solace in insanity, and someone tries at the merchandise station, and he wants the album as his season 3, and it's easier and it's easy to promote with the numbers.
Exactly.
But as you say, we tend to have meaningful lyrics and meaningful titles. So but it's sometimes it's not short enough. It's like the buzzwords, like you always say, death or whatever, something short. So we need more words, and the more words you need, the less commercial maybe it will be or something like this. Maybe there's a little tragedy with this numbers of the seasons. And of course, we love it's a kind of singer-songwriter attitude in the music we do. So we love the lyrics. It's the main part of all of the music. Yes,
but it's still some kind of nostalgic, as you said before, because we like to have a theme around a season or around an album.
So
to
us, concept.
It's kind of concept, yeah. It's kind of a concept. To us, it's like the beginning of a season is the moment where you start thinking about the new songs, and where you start collecting ideas and putting them together, and it continues throughout the whole production process, even through the touring or playing live period afterwards, after the release, till the next point of time where you start thinking about a new theme or a new album. So to us, season 4 continued through all the years we had been doing nothing, or not doing nothing, but or being up in the air, trying to find a new way to do season 5 in the pandemic period. It was still, there's something wrong. The whole time, and it's even some kind of prophetic.
Well, you I'm sure you're not. I mean, we're Nostradamus.
Well,
no.
Like we start to do prophecies. Next time you can do season 6 and call it the prophecies.
And we do season 6 and call it Everybody's Happy.
No, because
it works out.
Because when you have the core nostalgia, as it could be happy. There is as well the melancholy, which is beautiful. There's the beauty in the nostalgic and the beauty in the melancholy. That's what I think, because happiness is just I think a stillness, a still of long. You can be calm, you can be peaceful, but there's no happiness that, like, 10 years of happiness. One day, maybe you can have 1 or 2 days, or maybe 30 minutes. It's just a moment. It's like sadness. It's just a moment.
Absolutely.
So the main state of human being are like peaceful, being calm, having this nostalgia in you, this melancholy. That's how the subconscious human lives, and that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely.
And stopping to look at the time for happiness, because maybe we have it, we're missing it out.
Happiness, as you said, happiness is a blink. It's just a blink.
Exactly. It's the right word. Exactly. And of course, like you mentioned, that you took a little bit of a sabbatical years, let's say, to do between the pandemic again, and the post-pandemic and the pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
And now you're releasing. I mean, tomorrow, because I'm getting confused. It's the 4th. Tomorrow is the 5th. With maybe forgotten, maybe glorious. So. This is a beautiful, like I said, I loved the single release. I love the music video, because deliver completely perfect that nostalgic and not gonna say theme, the nostalgic vibe and sound and feeling, maybe this essence. But of course, what is about this season? What is the main lyric-wise topic about it?
I think it's very influenced not by pandemic so much, but some friends and other people were dying in these 5 years, so it was maybe more than the last years before. I don't know. This had a lot of influence of all the songwriting of how to handle all these
tragedies,
how to find your way in this, not to become too nihilism, too much, to find maybe hope or something, some island where you can 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 hide some orphanage. We often have these places we're talking about. So I guess the name itself, it's kind of a quote by my father, but not really sure. Maybe I changed a little. So there's something like it, but it's because of how will we be remembered.
Yeah,
it's like this.
yeah,
And it's maybe from the side there was suddenly the war and another war, and the words of glorious became more like these, like in such bad war movies or something. It's all changed into an entertaining social media event, like we're scrolling and looking what happens in war and then the other war, and so this is the song I've Given Up to Cry. The second song on the new album is about this, and it's always about this glorious or forgotten, and what are we dying for? What are we living for? Some deep thoughts, but sometimes with a little twinkle in your eyes, and some sarcasm too, and some maybe hidden. How do you say?
Like you.
Not just something like this. Yes. So it's but it's the whole thing. It's influenced by some
events, real events,
some friends who died.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a way as well to see how I don't want to say how people can face the grieving of someone, the mourning of someone, because
yes, of course.
I think I don't know what happened, but I have to be honest, I think this couple of last year, especially after the pandemic, so 1, 2, especially last year, I saw in my life, and I think in other people's lives, a lot of people leaving us, close family member, friends, people you knew. And I know it's a stage of growing up for me, for example, of other people, it's a stage of life, but even younger people, even and we're not speaking not only about the war and what happened with the pandemic, but really like what's going on is the so without any complotistic whatsoever theory, just with real life. You wake up and you got that horrible call that sometimes there is always the friend or the person that is delivering you the bad news, like the angel of death, like, okay, I'm not answering to the phone call anymore. But is that how we face that? How we live, how we go through that? Because sometimes there are each one of us face it differently. Maybe after years, maybe after days, maybe we stay, we stay like not indifferent, but calm. This is a way too. And sometimes what really can help us could be, for example, music throughout and letting go. So it can be seen kind of an aspect as well of how maybe to, like I don't say like a soundtrack, because I don't like the word soundtrack. It looks so too much modern to me. Like this kind of a friend that holds your hand through the journey.
It's an attendant. It's this music could be an attendant to lead you through this time of depression and and of downness. That's true. That's true. That's absolutely it. Yeah.
And I think there are so many bad songs, and I want to have the guarantee when I die, and at my funeral there will be music which is cool.
Okay, well, this is a wheel.
I better write it myself. So you play this song and this, praise him.
I want ska music. I want ska punk music. Everyone has to dance.
Yes, something
beautiful.
Like this. Yeah,
exact. Top.
Hopefully not so far. Yes.
Yeah. Not so soon.
Yes.
Well, let's say even the nostalgic and melancholic interview we can make up.
Yeah.
But of course, I mean,
yes. So, but it's maybe it's a good example of how we were talking about the death. It's sometimes with fun, sometimes very deep and
maybe you got to know that I'm Viennese born, even though I'm living in Germany now. He's from Frankfurt. I'm Viennese born, and it's said that people from Vienna do have a weird kind of humor concerning death. And it's a very kind of black humor we use and we're living with. So us together talking about it is kind of weird anyway. But what I wanted to say, within the whole way we're dealing with it, there is this certain feel of melancholy
Okay.
that is undefinable. It is okay, it is kind of sad, but at the same time, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So you got this feeling of being sad with a smile in your face,
Yeah.
because it's beautiful sadness.
I
And this is something that was important to bring within the album, that even though it is difficult what we're going through,
yeah.
there is a way to deal with it. So that was important.
And
Sometimes there are a few songs where I had not trouble singing it, but a lot of respect of working on it and dealing with it, because their themes and their what they are about is very personal and very important to Matthias, for example. And so I had to work them in a way
that wasn't painful.
that is also respectful.
Yeah.
And to be worth doing it, you know. What,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I know. So there's
I have to say, if I'm recording, I'm very strong and very hard.
Straight.
It's very straight to him, and it's I know he can do better, and he's. I don't want to be him in the same position, because I say no again and no. You
what he's trying to say is that as a producer, he's a pain in the back.
Yes. So and then I'm writing personal songs he has to sing, and it's double, the double and double, and it's of critical, and so. But I guess you did. Well,
kind of okay.
Kind of nice.
What is that?
No. So, but again, I have to ask you. You listened not to the whole album. You have
not yet.
Not you did. You know only the one.
Just the single release. I didn't get the chance. I mean, I would have like answered like, what is about this question? What is about this question? What is about this? What is about that?
You will get the album right away. We'll get a link to to listen to it right away after the interview. And we have to continue the interview afterwards. No, so you might have a chance to listen to the other songs.
Yeah, but because I think I might get the so let's say the core, the essence of all DIE KAMMER.
Yeah.
Because of course let's say it goes throughout season, we might say, and especially this one might be, let's say, a little bit darker, maybe. A little bit deeper.
It is deeper. It is deeper. It is more intense.
Exactly.
And basically, I think we haven't the general way of composing and putting things together hasn't changed inhaltlich in the content.
Okay.
But before, we'd been using only acoustic instruments.
Okay.
We had a string section, we had a tuba, whatever it's called in English, tuba, with our acoustic guitars and vocals. Yeah. And now, since we're using electronics now, the
The song.
The code has changed,
Okay.
but not the core.
Okay.
The
So
core of
okay.
composition is still the same, but the code has changed, and it gives our music something at the same time more modern,
Okay.
but also nostalgic because we're using retro electro sounds.
Okay.
So instead of the string section, for example.
And so, but basically, both of you are kind of completing each other because with production and writing, you're doing everything by yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we both sometimes behave like an old couple married for 30 years or something. So it's normal if you not agree.
Yeah.
If we do not agree, it's absolutely normal.
Completely normal.
But of course, from let's say season 5, which people will understand better,
Yes.
we will see some other single release, some music video release after. Okay, so there is a date we can say, or we can't say. We can say maybe in the next month.
Within the next 4 weeks, we will have another video. Yeah,
Yes.
Very fast.
So we will have the album released tomorrow. We are actually working on a new video in the moment.
Okay.
There are still a few sequences missing.
Okay.
And I think we will have up to 3 or 4 videos.
Oh, okay. That's
within the next months, definitely.
Thank you for delivering me. Thank you for delivering videos, because with all this AI, it's it's too much to just look at.
Yeah.
We use some honestly, we use some stock material like the dances. So we didn't know dancers like them in the video of ignoring my safe word. There's a ballet dancers.
Yeah.
So this is, we did not how do you say, produce this ourselves.
It's not original dancers that we have hired to dance for us. It is stock material that we bought and used and brought in context.
Yeah.
But it's completely true what you're saying. I think this will change the whole thing so massively. So I guess we are lucky that we can play music with acoustic guitars and just sit there and play. And so because it will change, everything will change, how music will be produced. Maybe in 5 years someone just clicks 2 or 3 buttons and there's a single, and it's so frustrating. So we're lucky to be old and to have learned this like old guys doing music. And we have some fan convention one time in the year with a big campfire, and we're playing just with guitars, and around 100 people sitting around, and it's nothing an AI will ever replace.
I mean, it can be useful for something, but for other things, it never. But speaking a little bit about the release, it's going to be, of course, will release, I think, in all digital platform, but as well physical copy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because this is really important.
It'll be tomorrow will be released in digital and CD.
Okay.
So Spotify and tonight, this night is.
Yeah. And by the end of the month, for the record store day, there will be a release of a vinyl edition.
Okay. So there will be, let's say, for everyone prefer usually the collectionists prefer vinyls, like you say, because this is like the classical ones. But speaking of did you have some live show planned as well for the release or during this year? Or you're thinking about some live show?
The first live show will be at the Wave Gothic meeting in Leipzig. Zu Pfingsten, Pack,
in May.
18th of May. So we will be playing on 18th of May, and we are working on a few shows in autumn.
Okay.
We'll not be playing a lot this year. We are more concentrated on next year. but there will be a few shows this year, either October, November than anything else.
So, and I said we are done. But I want to listen to the album and then do a deeper interview about the album, because we have to explore every song. And
I send it to you right away. Wait a sec.
Okay, very good.
So okay, let's do the closure while you're
Yeah.
always with the phone in our hand. Sometimes I will throw this phone away. Okay, we just came back because of course I will cut it, all this mess. Okay, so what can I say? I mean, your music I think can be helpful for, and not only for, you know, sadness, but any feelings that people are having, even a little bit of sadness, just going through all of that, like a good company, like a good friend, if you want to call it like that. So it was a real pleasure talking with both of you, and thanks, because I don't take time for granted. And looking forward to hear the album and hopefully seeing some live. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy your album and the upcoming video release. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sweetest passions have an eye on the choice of weapons. Love is a gift you can't refuse. Smell the scent of a poison flower, the enticing exchange of power. You see me falling down on my knees.